I'm Sal.
I'm Beth.
We are the Brewery Lovers. One of our most frequently asked questions. What's your favorite brewery? The answer is, we don't
can't
know.
answer that.
It's like naming your favorite child. However, we do have a number one. Well, we used to. It's Ludlam Island Brewery.
We still have a number one.
Still have a number one.
We can't say that's our number one.
Our favorite is
here.
still our favorite. And whenever anybody asks, I usually say, well, of course, Ludlam Island.
It's where we work.
We work there, though, so now it's a conflict, kind of. It was our favorite for years. But here's the...
Its name is on all our clothing.
But here's the thing. The brewery we love no longer exists. So this place is in Ocean View. And there I am working some night, or helping Beth work. Thank you, Chaz, for the photograph. So Woodbine in parentheses, because that's where the brewery's moving to. This brewery no longer exists. Now, all this stuff is gone.
No, it's not gone. It's just moved.
It's moved, yeah. It's gone from this building. There's Bill, the owner. So anyway, that's still our favorite. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
However, in our travels, 35 states?
I think we're up to 35 states.
35 states, over 300.
Probably only 32 are included in this.
Yeah. Because this is really from the,
from our last road trip.
23, up to 2023.
Right.
There's some stuff in there that's maybe a little bit older, but... So, 30-some states, 300-some breweries. We picked a few. You'll notice that they are not ranked.
No, they're alphabetical because that's how my brain works.
Why is that? Why are they alphabetical?
I couldn't number them, but I'm very good at alphabetizing things.
So I know what you want. You want us to say, this is the best. No, these are the best 19.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Actually, not the best 19. They're just our favorite 19.
Right.
That's more appropriate. So how do you figure that? Well, it's a three-legged stool. It's beer, number one, first and foremost.
That's the most important leg of the stool.
And it's people, and it's hang. It's the atmosphere of the place. Now, we've been to beautiful, drop-dead, gorgeous breweries that, were perfectly decorated and branded, and the beer is just okay. It's like, okay, that doesn't work. They're not going to make the list.
Right.
A place like Ludlam Island, nothing special about the place, really. It's just a little brewery in an industrial park.
But it's fun to be there,
but
and the staff is great.
Everybody that works there is...
Present company variably included or excluded.
Everybody that works there is on their game. They know the product. They engage the customers. They look up from their phones. We've been to breweries where the beer was superb.
Yes, the brewery was gorgeous. The tasting room was gorgeous. The beer was excellent. And the server didn't look up from their phone. And the
server won't make eye contact.
They didn't want to engage. They didn't want to answer questions.
So you know what?
So that... I don't know, that triangle part of the stool just doesn't work.
Not naming names, of course.
No, we will not name names. Could have been an outlier, so we're not naming names.
So yeah, it's like, didn't make the list. So these are the ones that made the list. Really good beer, really great place, and really great people. That's basically it. Again, doesn't have to be beautiful, decorated. Also, very important.
But most of them are.
Yeah, a lot of them are. These are what we call hidden gems. These are not big destination breweries. Okay, so Sierra Nevada is not on this list. New Glarus is not on this list.
Hill Farmstead,
The
Alchemist.
Yeah.
You already know about that.
Treehouse, Trillium. Yeah.
Everybody knows about them.
So
they get plenty of press.
Yeah.
They have they are destinations.
And you want to see our trips to those breweries, check out the videos. They're there. But these are the ones that we consider hidden gems, and we're going to get to it and stop talking about it.
Wow, that was a lot of disclaimers, right?
Yeah, they weren't disclaimers. We were just talking about what this list actually means.
All right, clarifications?
Yeah, there you go, clarifications. Okay, number one.
Alphabetical order, starting with A.
Letter A, Adroit Theory in Purcellville, Virginia. This place is completely off the hook. Even though it's a heavy metal brewery, I'm not at all into heavy metal. But they're true to the brand, all their label art and everything.
Yeah.
But the beer is just ridiculous. Just so good. And the other thing we love about this brewery is that every batch of beer they make is not necessarily... They're not trying to make it like last time. So
they're constantly tweaking
it. So they actually put serial numbers on the beer. So you'll be sitting there in the tasting room and you'll hear a conversation. What do you think of this one? Oh, this is okay, but 358 was way better. Or, well, I like 562 better. It's really
Those are the
fascinating.
locals that really know the
Yeah,
beer.
but really just an amazing spot.
And their cans are unique because on each can, everything they include like a food pairing and a cigar pairing and a music pairing.
Yeah, music pairing.
So it's just
which is ridiculous, but
hey,
it goes with the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all about heavy metal. They have a big like concerts and music events there. It's a really cool place. Okay, we loved letter B, Belleflower in Portland, Maine. Again, really good beer and just a really comfortable hang. Plus, it was a pretty place.
Yeah.
They did a nice job with it.
And there's a lot of great places in Portland, Maine. There's a lot of great places in Maine. Maine has a lot of great breweries. But this one just felt comfortable and fun, and the beer was great.
Yeah, we liked it a lot. Letter C, Casita Brewery. This is an interesting brewery because it's one of the best, probably in the country.
Yes.
The brewer here trained under at Hill Farmstead and also overseas in Europe.
Yep.
The beer's right down the middle. But the bonus is it's right across the street from the Wallace Simpson Whirligig Park. You can check out that other video that we did.
And this is so close to 95. If you are traveling from Mid-Atlantic or New England to the South, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, this is right off 95. It's like an easy stop.
It's not too far off 95.
No, you need a break. This is well worth
However,
it.
go on a windy day. We actually went twice. We went first on a calm day. These whirligigs are so
It's still
big.
fascinating.
They're humongous. They need a lot of wind power to get them going. So, anyway, we love this place. Okay, still on C's, the Courtyard in New Orleans. Love this brewery.
We did.
It's funky. It's wacky. It's like, look at this place. Look at the beer tender has green hair. See, there you go. This shelf full of vinyl, which is so heavy.
A lot of breweries do vinyl, but
the shelf is collapsing.
yeah, this one was fun.
The chair here strung between the fermenters. It's just, it's one of these crazy
And the beer,
places.
obviously, the beer
But
was
the
great.
beer was right.
And I think there was an ice cream.
They did
stand
have ice cream.
Yeah.
I don't think they make it though. It was just probably a local.
Whatever. We didn't have any.
And we love their tagline, perfecting day drinking, since 2014.
I think we've been perfecting day drinking since way before then.
Longer. We're veterans. Okay, letter D, drop in. Interesting brewery because it actually doesn't do that well on Untapped. But the beer is right down the middle, but it's English. And I have a theory.
Okay.
I think if you're expecting a big, giant American IPA and you go in there and get one of Steve's, you may be disappointed.
Right.
Because English beer is very understated. It's nothing like American beer. But Steve Parks, who owns and runs this place, is not only a brilliant brewer, he's a teacher. He has a brewing school.
Yeah, there's a school inside there.
And he has taught scores of craft brewers. He's a real pioneer in the craft brewing business. And his beer is right down the middle. It's in Middlebury, Vermont.
I'm just realizing I'm wearing the same shirt.
Yeah, well.
And there he is.
There's Steve. Letter D, Duneyrr Fermenta in Chicago. This place not only blew our minds for the beer and the hang. The owner
And
was
the service.
The owner was running the bar that.
Yeah.
But it's so much like the Seed in Atlantic City. They even have the same chairs.
Same chairs. Exact same chairs.
But it's all about wild fermentation, experimentation, funky blending. And the beers were really interesting and good. And the place was really fun. It was a fun local crowd. And everybody was enthusiastic about the beer. And it was really great. We did a bunch of breweries in Chicago. This was definitely our favorite. But look at on the left, that's beer. I know it looks like wine, but it's not. I forget what it was, but
I
it's
forget. It's in the video.
probably some
It's in
kind of
that
fruit. Yeah, it was. I remember it being very tasty. Into the F's, Foley Brothers in Brandon, Vermont. Again, this place is off the beaten track. You got to really find it.
Yes.
And it's not foam. It's not. What are the big Vermont breweries?
Zero Gravity.
Zero Gravity.
Alchemist.
Hill
Hills
Farmstead.
so many great breweries in
It looks
Vermont.
like, yeah,
But
many.
there's this adorable little brewery in this magical little setting.
And every now and again, you go into a little tiny brewery, and the beer is just as good as the big boys, and this is one of them. It's in looks like an old dairy barn. It's a barn of some sort, but it's a real barn, historic, that they redid and did a really beautiful job with the renovation. It's on a golf course. You get this incredible view as you're enjoying your hazy IPA or whatever you're having. Cool place. This is Freehouse in North Charleston, South Carolina. Completely different feel than Duneyrr and The Seed, but similar approach. They do a lot of experimental stuff.
Yes.
You'll see us talking to the owner here. He's been cultivating yeast since he opened this place for, I don't know, a decade. And he's got a yeast that he grew from a peach, and he's still using it, and it's fun.
Multi-generations since, but...
We're up to the G's. This is Giant Jones in Madison, Wisconsin. I laugh every time I think of this place. Look, there's the pink door. They say, look for the pink door.
Yes, look for the pink door.
It's in like an old factory. There's a bunch of stuff in there.
I think we made a lap around the block before we found that pink door.
But you walk in, it looks like any other micro. Tanks over there, tasting benches, bar with a list. And then you look at the list and you realize all barley wines, except for a couple of imperial ambers or something.
Yeah, that were also huge. I don't think there was anything under 8 ABV in there. You would need
months to drink all the beers in this place because they're all over 10% alcohol.
Yeah, they were huge.
They're all ginormous, and it's like, oh my God, you'd have to live like next door. You could
walk over once a day.
You could stumble home. But you know what? The barley wines were amazing. I mean, not everybody's into barley wine, but boy, were they good. And then they do blending. They'll do like this year's with last year's and the year before. And it's just a fun place. Really unique. It's still to this day have not seen anything like it.
Nope. It's one of a kind.
This was fun. Lone Pint in Magnolia, Texas. It was so cold. How cold was it?
They were wrapping all their pipes because they were afraid everything was going to freeze.
We almost always call. Yeah, the brewer was the owner / brewer was running around.
They were frantically insulating things.
We almost always call because we've gotten burned a couple times. We'll finally find our way to the brewery, find a place to park, walk to the brewery, and there's a sign that says private party.
And we can't get in.
So we've learned quickly, call to make sure they're actually open. So I called and I said, are you open? She said, well, you better get here quick because I don't know how much longer. I thought, that's weird. Well, that turns out
it was because of the temperature.
The tasting room is a shipping container. There's no heat in there. I think they had one of those propane flamethrowers going.
It was heated.
Yeah.
But they have this huge outdoor seating area. Yeah, it's like a city park.
When it's, below zero.
But I guess, they're not used to temperatures like we apparently brought with us.
Yeah, right. But again, exactly.
We brought New Jersey temperatures to Magnolia, Texas.
The brewery, by the way, uninsulated. So he was freaking out a little bit. But owners were really sweet.
But we tried the beer and we hung out with the owners and the servers.
Beer was really
good.
And
the 3 locals that were willing to go out in that temperature.
And it was just such a fun thing because it was in this, everybody's all bundled up. Sitting around the bar. And they closed not long after we left. I think we were their last customers. Mother Road in Flagstaff, Arizona.
They're used to cold weather.
Yeah. We see a little bit of snow here. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, so it's in Flagstaff, which is on Route 66, which doesn't exist as a continuous route anymore, but it is the Mother Road.
The Mother Road, yeah. Beer was really good, and the people were great beyond.
Yes, the servers were great. I think the flight included 6 beers.
Yeah, it was a huge flight. We had a chat with one of the partners here, and it's always fun when they see us with cameras. Hey, what are you doing?
Cameras or sweatshirts.
And then we have to give them the whole story. Beth got a 3D postcard.
Yeah,
I think for the grandbaby. But look at that flight. 7 beers. Well, maybe 6.
I think it was 6, but we wanted to try
something else we wanted to try. Yeah, that was a fun spot. A true hidden gem odd bird in Stockton, New Jersey. Stockton, New Jersey is a little tiny hamlet on the Delaware River, way north of Philadelphia. It's north of New Hope. It's way
Correct.
up there. And it's an old gas station. Adam is the brewer and co-owner. The guy knows what he's doing. His beer is so good. We had a Berliner Weiss there that was just so delicious.
And we were able to get it flavored with woodruff.
Yeah, they actually did it the German way with woodruff.
That's a whole nother video.
Yeah, it's a
Berliner
whole video.
Weiss, woodruff.
I think we already did that.
We did that video.
Yeah, we did it. Okay. In the doobly-doo. Old gas station. They did a really nice job in repurposing this old gas station. A nice list, not crazy amount of beers on tap, but all of them are right down the middle. I mean, we can't say enough about this place. It's just really great. And that part of New Jersey is literally, without doubt, one of the nicest places probably in the whole country. It's just so beautiful.
There's just one pretty town after another right along the river.
Yeah, the upper Delaware River. You get north of Trenton, and you get into Lambertville and Stockton and Frenchtown and Milford. It's just one of my favorite places in the world. Beers were just great. And who's this guy?
Oh, Dan.
It's a Sal imposter.
Dan married us.
I thought you married me.
He married us.
Dan did marry us. Dan used to be a man of the cloth. He gave that up. He has a new career. Pilot Brewing in Charlotte, North Carolina. What you listen to the podcast, right?
I do. I listen to False Bottom Girls.
False Bottom Girls.
Which
Rachel.
is a podcast all about brewing. It's very scientific. I think at this point, Rachel is probably a Master Cicerone. She was studying for that. She's a brewer. She's just so smart and so dedicated and so about making this accessible for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I just
really
respect what she's doing and what she's accomplishing.
Rachel Hudson is her full name, and she owns this place with her husband, who is actually a pilot. That's how it got its name. But yeah, she's a real leader and innovator in craft beer. And so that was what drew us down here, because we're a fan. And we actually got to interview her, which was fun.
It was
great. We don't do that every place we go because it's a huge amount of work. But there she is, Rachel. It's really fun to have a beer with the person who makes it. That really...
And that's a lot of the reason why I think a lot of these are on our top list is because either the brewer or the owner or a really good server took time with us.
Right.
Because that makes all the difference between the experience.
It really does.
So...
I mean, we went to a brewery in Colorado. The beer was phenomenal. Just phenomenal. The tasting room was gorgeous. Beer tender never looked up from her phone. It's like, okay, you're not making the list.
No.
We did a bunch of breweries in San Diego, including some of the big boys, and this was our favorite, one we'd never heard of.
Right.
Really beautiful place. It was in like a little mini skyscraper office building, but they did a gorgeous job with the decorating. And also they have the good chairs.
Good chairs.
Like Duneyrr
good beer.
and the Seed.
And it's San Diego, so it's good weather.
Yeah, weather was nice. We had a great time out on the patio talking to all the just random beer people out there. It's the thing about breweries. Everywhere you go, you have friends.
Yeah, you can talk to people.
Yeah, it's fun. That's my cousin Margaret, by the way.
She's great.
She lives nearby, and she was a gracious host, drove us around. We didn't have to drive the bleep. We had a great time. Purpose is in Fort Collins, Colorado.
And Fort Collins is such a beer town.
Yeah.
That's a destination.
Again, some big boys. Odell's and New Belgium. And a bunch of Denver breweries are now in Fort Collins because Fort Collins is kind of happening for beer. But this was definitely our favorite. A little bit on the edge. A lot of wild fermentation. They have a huge barrel program. And I'm trying to remember, every beer they make is different, right? They don't even try.
Repeat.
Like Adroit Theory will repeat, but they'll make a tweak and give it a serial number. This place, every week it's different. Like you could literally go here every week for the rest of your life, and you're going to get a different experience. We love that. But this is the place that had the spinach key lime, was it?
spinach kiwi.
Spinach kiwi.
It was right around St.
It was
Patrick's
St. Patty's
Day.
Day, so they made green beer naturally without food dye.
And it was so good.
It was really
And there
good.
it is. So good.
It was really good. I didn't think I would like a beer made with spinach, but the spinach just gave it a little bit of color. It wasn't really in the flavor profile. Oh,
The seed.
into the S's. The Seed, a living beer project. This is a legendary brewery in my mind. Definitely still a hidden gem.
Yeah, because we can be at a farmer's market 10 miles away from here and say, have you been to the Seed? And people go, oh, no, I didn't hear that one. But this is really, it's an amazing brewery.
It really is. Sean and Amanda started this. Sean is a microbiologist, marine biologist. And Amanda's a really brilliant brewer. They do a lot of collabs with some very prestigious labels, I might add. But this is one of those places that every beer you get is right down the middle.
Perfect.
Just right down the middle.
It's just perfect and
And
wonderful.
they did a good job with the space, and they've hired well. When you go into the Seed, you're treated really well by the people that work there. They weren't even open when we made this video.
No, they're people that we know, so we were able to slip in there even before they
Yeah,
opened.
so we did a
While
private.
they were waiting for the paperwork.
We did a private tasting with the owners. That was kind of cool. So, but there's Sean and Amanda. We really can't make a best of video without mentioning the Seed. In fact, they specialize in saison and farmhouse, and every time we have one of them anywhere, we say, "Well, is it seed worthy?"
It's not as good as the Seed.
Sometimes, like at Duneyrr, Chicago, yeah, their beers those saisons were seed worthy, but most of the time it's like, yeah, it's good. It's not the Seed. Still in the S's. This is Soul and Spirits in
Memphis?
Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you. We really liked this place. It was kind of off the beaten track. Mm-hmm. It was on the edge of town, and the whole brand theme here is music. So you'll see vinyl records. You'll
Music
see,
themed beer titles.
yeah, all the beers are music themed, but not only.
And just a beautiful space.
Plus, it's huge. My goodness. I think it was we asked what it was. Maybe it was a print shop or something.
That's always our answer. Must have been a
Must have been a
shop.
print shop. The place is ginormous. But did a great job with the decoration, with the theme, with the branding, and we got to hang with one of the brewers because she was working the tasting room that night. And, we always gravitate towards female brewers because there aren't that many of them. And they don't get enough attention, in my view. So Sarah, her name was. We had a nice chat with her, and it was fun because she was talking to us, and it was like, oh, I got to go. And she had to run into the brewery and do something.
Yeah.
She came back. Triple Bottom in Philadelphia. This place is unique. Why don't you explain it? Because you understand it better than I do.
Well, the beer is great.
Beer is amazing.
The space is beautiful. But also, almost everybody who works there has experienced either homelessness or incarceration. So they've hit bottom, and now this is a way for them to rebuild their lives. And I just really respect that there's a company, a brewery that's, willing to take on individuals who've really had challenges in their lives.
And that would be cool no matter what. But the beer's really good.
The beer's really great.
So, like, if you order a Czech Pilsner here, it tastes like a Czech Pilsner. So they're not only performing this sort of important, special public service, the beer's amazing. So what's not to love, right? This is a cool place. Put that on your list.
Yeah.
And I think this may be the last one. Into the V's. We didn't make W's, X's, or Y's, or Z's. We're not trying
They're
to...
in alphabetical order.
Yeah, we're not...
It's not a letter book.
We're not
for a
trying to
toddler.
do the alphabet. People are going to be like, wait, what about X?
I don't think we've been to an X.
Volunteer in Middletown, Delaware. Yes, there are breweries in Delaware. Some good ones, too.
There's lots
I
of
might add.
breweries in Delaware.
Yeah, some really
Tiny
good ones.
state, lots of breweries.
This was we did a bunch of breweries in Delaware. This was our favorite. It's an old house, so it's charming right to begin with. Mm-hmm. The owners did a beautiful job renovating it. Beer was really good. And they also have a really nice outdoor space.
Yes, they do.
And
indoor space is gorgeous. Outdoor space
yeah,
is
I mean,
beautiful.
there were 2 people working there, one of whom was practicing his guitar.
Yep.
But it's just a really nice microbrewery. Fun to be there. Everything is kind of right in terms of the decoration and the look, and it's super clean, crazy clean. One of the cleanest breweries I've seen. And you don't see clean breweries every day. And the beer is good, so what's not to like. And they also served flights.
Little muffin cups. It was really cute.
In a
Cupcake
cupcake tin. We thought that was clever. Anyway, that is our top 19. Well, not including Ludlam. 20 if you include Ludlam Island. But Ludlam Island is expanding, growing, moving, so that's going to be a whole different thing. It'll be fun.
Yep.
So anyway, when people say, "What's your favorite?" I'll say, "There's
a video.
Check it out." Good.
We're working on this year's new
Yeah,
list.
we'll do this again next year. Good.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.